my emotions affect the child. So all of these are going on, and I'm trying to control that along with trying to still be your better half.
In general, across the border, it is easier for women to be vulnerable than men.
What has this journey taught you as far as being a father? Intentions are everything. Because if your intentions aren't to be present, you're not going to be in present.
What's up, friends? Welcome to Purpose Over Pleasure podcast with your host, Alex Payne. And today we have a long missing usual host, my co-host, my better half, my partner in crime, the one and only, right? Nicole, aka Coley. And the reason why she's been missing from our his and hers episodes is about to be revealed to you guys. So we have a little surprise. Not a surprise for some of you, but surprise to most of you followers. But today's gonna be a special episode because today it's more than just two of us in the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the three of us, right? The me, the you, and the little me and you. A little 50-50, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, welcome, babe.
Thanks.
Yeah. How you feeling?
Tired.
Tired?
Exhausted.
Yeah. So we have been keeping our pregnancy private for the last. When was the last episode we recorded? You were wearing a hoodie.
It was in February.
In February. So February, what? 4 months or so. We've been keeping it
5.
private as the belly was getting bigger. For several reasons. But baby is gonna pop soon, right? And we want to record 1 or maybe 2 episodes before the baby is out, not only to share with you guys, but also discuss certain things and also have it as saved memory for our baby girl Aurelia when she's old enough to watch this episode and giggle and be embarrassed of her parents.
Why would she be embarrassed?
She's like, oh my god, ew, you get so weird.
No, she's not.
But anyways, yeah, we got a good episode for you guys. We've learned a lot during this pregnancy.
Oh, yeah.
A lot. Trimester 1, trimester 2, trimester 3, 3 trimesters. Woo! Time flew by quick.
Mm-hmm.
But we learned a lot, and it was big life-changing events. Well, it's one event that transpired into a sequence of different events. So we're going to share that with you guys today, so stay tuned. Today's episode dedicated to relationships, the his and hers, the marriage, the baby, the pregnancy, all that good, funky, goofy, cheesy stuff. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. And before you enjoy it, click like, share, subscribe, and we're going to give you guys as much value as we can. Especially for you couples, right? Or those of you who are thinking about getting married and having kids. So here we are.
Yep.
How you feeling?
Well,
Baby mama? Baby mama? That's so weird. Baby mama.
Anytime now.
Anytime now. Where are we at?
she's
37 weeks and
3
few days? 3 days? Well, who's counting?
Yep, I am.
Hey, don't shake my child, okay? Relax. Don't be laughing. Disturbing my baby.
I need to. She needs to feel that oxytocin and that love.
Oxytocin?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've been oxytocin her all day already.
Yep. So yeah, what have you learned from your point of view as
Patience
opposite
with you. You're lucky you have my baby inside of you.
Or else what?
Or else I wouldn't be so patient. Yeah, patience. Well, so fellas, you're gonna need a lot of patience trimester 1 and trimester 3. Not so much trimester 2. Trimester 2, second trimester was I think the most fun, enjoyable. Well,
we saw the light.
Yeah, we saw the light. First one, okay, let's start with first trimester. First trimester sucked. It sucked, guys. I'm gonna tell you right now. There's no denying. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It sucked
But okay,
Big
you
time.
can't just say that it sucked
It
because
sucked. There's
that's a
nothing
little
good about it.
unfair. You can't say it sucked because it was just new for you.
And it was
So a
horrible.
lot of things were going on all at once, and it was a lot of changes that you and I weren't used to, because having a child is a transition into a new version of you and a new version of me. So
Hmm.
it's like the next level in our relationship. So what you were used to is the bond, the communication, and all of that, because we were on, I mean, we still are, but I was learning a new version of myself, and you were learning a new version of me,
Hmm.
and then learning a new version of you, as well
No.
as, yeah,
No.
yes,
No.
your
Okay. I was learning
patience.
patience. Okay. Well, there's a difference. In the first, I am more patient with you in the third trimester than I was in the first trimester.
Yes.
But the difference is obviously now I see it, you've been carrying my child for 3 trimesters now. I see that what the stuff you're going through. It's not easy. I agree. But the first trimester you were unbearable. Your hormones were through the roof. I did not know who you were. You were just this. You
And
were
watch your
toxica.
language.
You were a toxica. Straight up.
It's not that I was toxic. It was just a version of me
That
that
was toxic.
you've never experienced, because I have a really good handle over my emotions when it came to my menstrual cycle. I'm very conscious of
Yeah.
my emotions, and I don't use that as an excuse to get away with things. And that's the difference between me and the majority of women. Not all women are like that, but when a woman is going through a menstrual cycle, sometimes women use the excuse of, oh, it's because I'm on my cycle, this is why I'm acting this way. I've never been that person, because I know it's important to get a hold of your emotions. But when you're pregnant, it really is a thing that the hormones are on steroids. And that's what was happening to me.
Not the good hormones either.
It was like from 0 to 1,000 of what I was dealing with, because I didn't even know what I was dealing with, because I felt like I was losing myself. I felt like I didn't know what I was doing. I was creating a version of me that I had no example of. I was going through the phases with my family,
That didn't help. That
the
didn't help
phases
the.
of understanding that I would be putting my business on hold, not doing, not being that independent person anymore, um, understanding that my emotions affect the child. So all of these are going on, and I'm trying to control that, along with trying to still be your better half. And that was hard,
Yeah.
because then I'm trying to check my emotions, and then also trying to remind you, you got to check your emotions. It wasn't my responsibility to tell you, listen, you need to be patient. You had to learn that on your own.
It wasn't so much the patience. Like right now, I would say I'm more patient now in the third trimester than I was in second and first. It's just in the first you were unreasonable.
What
Like
do
you
you
were unreasonable to
expect?
deal with.
I'm
Like
like,
logic was thrown out the window.
I'm literally creating bones, a liver, um, eyes, ears. Like, it's something that a woman could never explain that
Yeah.
happens. Like, a part of us, the soul, the woman is being like shaken up in so many ways.
And I would try to drag you out of bed.
Yeah, and I didn't want to.
Well, I would try to drag you out of bed and have you come with me to work or whatever I was doing, or push you to work out because I thought that maybe getting you out of bed in the sun or moving and stuff would help the situation. But you were just a complete
Well, that's because
bee
you're a
about it.
problem solver.
Well, yeah, But then you would like, I would bring you with me, and you're just like, I hate my life. I hate you. I hate
I
everything.
never said that.
Yeah, your facial expression did.
It did.
I got photos. I got photos. I got photos.
Well, it was because imagine being hungover
Yeah.
all day, every day,
Yeah.
and not being able to eat.
Yeah. Yeah. You're pretty upset about that.
So I knew I needed to eat, and I couldn't eat because nothing sounded appealing.
Nothing sounded appealing to you. Yeah.
And it was, I think my friend shared it with me. It's called prangry. Prangry. So it's
Prangry?
pregnant,
Hangry.
hungry, and angry.
Prongry.
Hungry.
I don't know.
And it's true.
I haven't had sushi in 8 months.
You can have sushi. I never said you could. I don't tell you
We used
can't
to
do
go have
anything.
sushi dinner.
I mean, I can still go, but I can have cooked stuff. So don't use me as an excuse.
I haven't had sushi in 8 months.
Sounds like a personal problem. Okay, so first trimester. Let's talk about first trimester. Okay, we both learned patience. Okay, there was a lot of things that happened in the first trimester that we didn't understand until we got into the second trimester. Yeah. We learned a lot emotionally, spiritually.
Oh yeah.
Physically.
The devil was definitely coming after. The devil tried to come after you hard on the first trimester, through pregnancy, through your family. Okay. Not so much through me. I was an angel. It's the best husband ever. Period.
Oh yeah.
Period. 100%.
Oh yeah.
100%. I was the best. No denial about that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Some text messages would prove otherwise, okay?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So,
but second trimester, yeah. Well, it wasn't until we got into second trimester we started to realize that was definitely. And then we started reading some stuff, right? Was it in the Bible, and watching videos, and then you start learning that that's what happens. The devil hates life and creation of life and creation. And the devil hates family, so it tries to come after a woman, as usual. Because the devil try to get to a man, he has to come through a woman first.
Because she's more spiritually inclined and connected. Men are more physical. So when the devil gets into a woman's head, that's where things start popping off. And it so happened to be that I experienced this, when was it? The end of October, and I didn't even know I was pregnant.
No, end of October.
Remember when I had that spiritual download and I felt like the Holy Spirit was talking through me, and I couldn't, like, I was just like saying things that I didn't know, like I had no control over it. I felt like I had no control over it. That was in October. And shortly after is when we started to experience all the other stuff. And then 11/11, when I had that disagreement with my family, and I still didn't know I was pregnant until like a few weeks after. But I think around the end of the year is when we started to get really, really in tuned to our faith.
Around what time?
The end of the year.
End of the year?
End of last year.
Yes and no. I think it was, for me, it was the beginning of the year. Because the end of the year, you were still going through first trimester. You were still pain in the butt to deal with.
Right. I mean, we were going to church since June of last year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But we weren't, like, it was still a challenge for us to get up to go to church. Like, we would still go, but we weren't focused so much. Well, at least I wasn't. I was more focused on my business, and, you know, I wasn't reading the Bible as much. I wasn't doing the grace prayer in the morning. I always prayed to myself, but we weren't praying together. We weren't praying over our fruit together. There's just a lot of little things behind the scenes that we weren't doing as much as we are doing now. But I think we had to go through those situations in order to now appreciate those things to those things happening. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. For me, it was remember that one time when we were driving home from somewhere, and I was talking to you, that it didn't hit me that I'm now responsible not only for me, not only for you, but also another little human being
Mm-hmm.
that's about to enter this world. And that was not to mention, the business, the employees who are also, responsible for them,
Mm-hmm.
their and to feeding them and their families. But yeah, it was like a lot of pressure that fell on my shoulders all at once, and I felt it.
Careful what you ask for.
Yeah, I felt it. I needed to have a conversation with God, with a few of my friends, and I was like, man, I can't do this on my own. I can't do this on my own.
Which
G-
leads me to why it's important that you are being led by God.
yes, yeah, I would have lost it. Came close a couple of times in the last 6 months.
Came
You
close
know,
to what? Losing it?
yeah.
In what way?
I mean, there was at least two times this year where I was like so stressed out and not having control over things that I had to like just come to God and be like, Jesus, take the wheel,
And I think
because I
that's
can't control it all.
yeah. I think that's why a lot of relationships fail
I can see that.
because a lot of men don't know how to get vulnerable with their feelings.
I can see that.
And then another one, how are they going to get vulnerable with someone that they can't see? That isn't, somebody that's not tangible.
hmm
Trying to get a logical brain to get quiet and speak to somebody that they don't see. But
Having faith is not, having strong faith can be challenging.
it's a sacrifice,
It
a
is.
lot of vulnerability.
It is.
And that's exactly what I went through. It's still
It's
do.
easier for women though than it is for men.
You may think it is.
It's easier for women to be vulnerable than it is for men.
Some women are so built in their masculine that they're so deep into that they have that same ability as a man. So you can't say all women.
Not all, but in general, across the border, it is easier for women to be vulnerable than men. That's just how we're built. Society always tells men and raises men not to be vulnerable. Masculinity on the surface level does not include the word vulnerability
Mm.
on a surface level.
Mhm.
And I've been a surface level masculine man for a long time. Not that there's necessarily something wrong with it, but if you really want to know and go into masculinity in depth, you have to become familiar with things like vulnerability, service to others, leading through personal sacrifice, killing your ego, forgiveness, compassion. Those are the things that I had to learn.
There's another one that starts with an E.
Empathy,
Mm-hmm.
true. The hardest ones for me were to learn was the vulnerability and forgiveness and not leading with my ego. Well, empathy, yeah. I think empathy comes as part of forgiveness. I kind of put it in the same category.
Okay.
Those are the things that I was not taught growing up, neither by my father nor by any other man. I had to learn those on my own from the Bible, from a few mentors,
A few life
a few
experiences.
life experiences. I still struggle. I struggle with forgiving
You
people
don't
all the time.
struggle, you're challenged.
You're challenged.
I challenge you.
Challenge.
It's also what I'm trying to get you to understand is I'm I say things like this to you to get you in the habit of watching your words because that's important. I really firmly believe that the things you say is why things come to fruition. So when you say you're struggling, that's what you see more of. So when you're having a struggle, it's not a struggle, it's a challenge because you're not always going to
Challenge.
be in that state. It's a challenge for you right now to get over that hump of whatever issue you're dealing with. And I know I can get annoying, but if I don't help you with this, then am I really looking out for you as your partner?
Sometimes you annoy me.
I always annoy you.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, you annoy me about things and with things that I think are ultimately good for me. When you annoy me with things that are just plain annoying, I zone out. But for the most
Like
part, I
not putting
listen
your
to.
contacts in the trash.
Yeah, that's just something I just don't register because it's irrelevant.
Mm.
Well, I'll register on like 15th time.
Yeah, like the toilet seat. Thank God, but that's not
Listen,
even.
when a
That's not
man says he'll
even.
do something, he'll do it. No need to remind him every week.
That's because he doesn't
Understand?
remember.
Understand?
All right, so next, we got down the first trimester. We learned a lot about each other, but I think that's what our relationship needed to get to. We, our relationship, we met, and I don't think we moved quickly. I think we both were on the same page as far as what we wanted in life. We met June, and then like 5, 6 months later
Mm.
is when you asked me to move in with you. But prior to
No,
that, okay, so you
no.
asked me. I'm sorry. June is when we met, and then
September,
3 October. So
yeah.
June, July, August,
And
September.
then
Four
April,
months,
following April, we moved in
right?
together.
So 4 months it took us to get to know each other. So when
Hmm.
you asked me to be your girlfriend, but prior to you asking me to be your girlfriend, we had a really good relationship. We had uh, asked a lot of questions. Well,
Mostly you.
mostly me, that allowed me
Weird questions.
to understand if you were the right person that I wanted to enjoy my time with. Because I knew that my time was valuable just as much as I knew your time was valuable, because I knew you were a cop. I was raised in law enforcement, military and law enforcement home. So I understand that I couldn't be just meaningless conversations. I knew that your safety was priority, so I couldn't, um, be nagging, or I couldn't
Distract me when I was on
distract you.
patrol, when I was at
Right.
work.
But then I
That was a big
also
no-no. Yeah.
knew that there are certain things that I wanted for my life that were important. And if you weren't fitting those standards, I was like, okay, well, it's nice knowing you. But we established that in the beginning.
One thing that you did, and I, looking back at it now, what happened?
She's kicking me.
Good.
Go on.
She correcting you.
Okay, go on.
That I think it was weird in the beginning, but looking back at it now, I'm glad you did that. Because not only did it help our relationship, it also got me out of my comfort zone. Is you asking weird questions. Well, by weird I mean like now they're not weird, but when we started dating, you would ask a lot of questions that I thought are weird. But in reality, you were asking questions that are out of the box,
Mm-hmm.
and they were thoughtful, that were challenging. They were not surface level, superficial questions. There were questions that would make me think and reflect. A question like, well, what would you remember that question you asked me? What would I rate myself and why? Nobody ever asked me that. I never rated myself. And eventually, once I got used to your weirdness, now we even have a card game. How deep will you go? Where we get where we answer vulnerable questions and we talk. In general, we ask each other uncomfortable questions, getting to know each other. And I think ultimately, looking back, fast forward 3 years, I think it was a good outcome. So I would definitely suggest you couples, when you guys communicate, don't just keep it surface level. Actually get into a conversation, ask deep questions, meaningful questions, uncomfortable questions, questions that make you think, reflect about your life, your childhood, your character, etc., etc.
It helps an individual get to know who they are and also who the person that they potentially want to enjoy their time with.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's been other people that just friends that I'd ask questions, and a lot of people don't know how to use their brains, or they just don't think that deep into things because they're so busy with social media, with their work, with tasks, daily tasks. They stop asking themselves questions and they don't even know who they are. And then they're dating just to date, and then they get tired of people.
This is where I think dissociation comes into play because people get into a relationship, it's butterfly phase, and then they kind of go with the flow, expecting the butterfly phase to last, and then they don't go in depth into a relationship. And then when the butterfly phase passes, and they don't know each other well enough,
They
they're
get
not
complacent.
prepared, and the real life, real everyday relationship starts, and you know the person, and the fake colors are gone. That's when the ugly things start to happen.
I mean, we've had ugly, but we don't allow it to control our relationship. We've been able to manage the arguments, the challenges that we have. I know my stepmom's always told me, you're gonna have battles, you just gotta choose them. You know, you're gonna have issues, but just when you remember that your partner is part of your team and you're not against each other, will bring you back to that place of, okay, we had a disagreement. It's a disagreement. He is allowed to have his own opinion because he is his own person. You are your own person. Listen to understand. And a lot of the time, I listen to you to understand you, not to changing. That's why I asked you questions, because I wanted to get to know who you are as an individual, to see if who you are will align with my values and my morals. That is a reason why people need to ask questions. Because if you don't ask questions, then how are you going to get to know that person?
All right. Second trimester. My favorite. My favorite. Second trimester was like that.
Light bulb?
Yeah.
Like a light switch?
It was obvious that you're pregnant.
Uh-huh.
Uh, you finally realized that you're pregnant. You finally, I think, made peace with it. Your hormones stabilized, and it was just fun. It was just fun. I think
It's not
you were still not big like you are right now, and not borderline immobile.
it's not that I wasn't at peace with it, because we had already discussed last summer. You had told me, I forgot what restaurant we were at, and you said, "Why don't we have kids already?"
I
And
did.
yeah, we were walking out of, I think it was brunch somewhere in Irvine. And you said, "Why is it that we don't have kids yet?" And I said, "Well, that's kind of up to you. Not up to you, but it's a big responsibility." And I wasn't just going to say, "Oh, yeah, oops," because I don't believe in oops. It was a conversation we needed to establish
Mm-hmm.
because it's a huge responsibility. And it's a lot on my body. I take on more of the physical, emotional. You're more of the financial, the protector. Like all of that was a lot on you. Not saying that emotionally wasn't you weren't gonna be um, having to deal with that, but there was changes that both you and I were responsible for, and we agreed. It was an agreement, and then we went down the line. It took us some time, but we were just like, oh, okay, if it happens, it happens. But we already made this intentional agreement. Hey, okay, we're ready, you know. And so when you say, it's not that I wasn't at peace, it was just, it was hard to like accept because being a mom, it's not that I didn't ever want to be a mom. It was just my focus was more so on who I am, my business, how I can make an impact in other people's lives. And children was is always a blessing, but it's a huge responsibility. And I guess you can say that my upbringing was a little challenging because there was a lot of disagreements financially. And I didn't want to bring in a child and that trauma continue with our children or my, future children. That's why I had to have a conversation with you. And it was just a lot of me letting go. A lot of like, okay, I got to let go of this version of me who ran a business, who was doing things, pampering other people, and accepting that not that I can't, but I knew that you and we agreed that I would focus on just being a mom, being a wife, and that was hard for me because I was so used to being independent. But it's really important. Now I understand why it's so important for women to be present in their pregnancy because it's a lot of work. A lot of work. Just being a wife is a lot of work. It's a lot of understanding, a lot of unlearning, especially I didn't learn how to be a wife because
You didn't learn how to be submissive.
mm, it's not that I didn't know how. I knew how. I was submissive just to the wrong person, and that created this thought that submission should be earned, not just given.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it took me more than what you expected, because a woman who given was giving submission was being submissive to a person and it was the wrong person, it kind of scars you. And that happened to me. It scarred me. I'm not saying that you weren't good enough for it. It was just me. Like I was scared. I was timid because I felt like I lost myself, especially me, not having to depend on anybody.
Fair enough.
But yeah, the second trimester was finally I was able to be happy, eat stuff.
Oh yes.
No random cravings, just a lot of sweets, but healthy
Yeah, I had to
sweets.
control your sweet intake.
No, it was
If
not.
I didn't control your sweets intake,
Yogurt? No, 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 no.
you would have had a lot of
Yogurtland?
unhealthy foods.
No. Did I even eat unhealthy foods before I got pregnant?
No.
Exactly. So then what makes you think
You
that
don't eat unhealthy foods before you get pregnant because I would never buy
mm,
unhealthy
who
snacks.
goes shopping? Who has control over what goes in our house?
Who pays for it?
Exactly.
And
But
who
who's
has?
there most of the time we go shopping? I am. So I can buy whatever I
Yeah, but
want.
if you were to buy stuff and then the second time I'll shut it down.
You know how long I hid those Oreo cookies from you?
Wow.
I still bought them. I wasn't scared. I knew you were going
Listen,
to see them.
bottom line is, I know for a fact if I allowed to have all kinds of unhealthy
Nope.
snacks, we would have unhealthy
Nope.
snacks. Yeah,
Nope. Nope.
it's
Nope.
because from the very beginning, you know I eat clean, and you know I don't like having unhealthy snacks in the house because the chances are if you have unhealthy snacks, you're gonna eat them, but if you don't have unhealthy snacks, you're not gonna eat them. So I don't keep unhealthy snacks because I know myself too.
You clearly don't
And
know
then
that part of me then.
and then you got pregnant, and I started to let you get away with
No, you didn't let me
this
get away
and
with
that,
anything.
and
Mm-mm.
yes, I give you a bunch of room to start having your little snacks because you're pregnant. I was all right. She's pregnant. Let her do her thing. Then I'll
You
take
can
you to
ask
Yogurtland.
anybody before
Hmm.
you. I was never a junk food
I never said you were
person.
junk food,
The
eater.
most I've done was Cinnabon because I had just those cravings, okay?
Hmm.
Yogurtland. But
Yeah,
what I did was I added fruits
Yogurtland to Cinnabon.
and
Okay, don't you,
maybe
bro? You would
that was
spend.
one time.
You would pour the yogurt and you go and you pick a topping for every section. There's cheesecake, there's
I don't
Oreo
like
cookies,
cheesecake.
there's
It
all
was
the fruits.
brownies.
Oh,
It was
sorry,
brownies, gummy
sorry,
bears,
sorry.
some
Basically,
fruits,
it was a mountain of toppings
granola.
on top. Exactly, right there.
Can a girl live?
I'm not saying you can't
Well, that's what
live,
I'm
but what
saying.
I'm saying is I know the pattern of your Yogurtland before pregnancy and your Yogurtland toppings after pregnancy. Before pregnancy was 2, 3 toppings max. When you got pregnant,
Yeah, of
babe,
course I'm gonna take
your
advantage of
gummy
it.
bear. You never put gummy bears in cheesecake,
You
Oreo.
know,
Gummy.
reason why is
I
because
got I got photos.
I know.
I
So do
got
I.
photos of what your
Oh,
Yogurtland
trust me, I
cups
have
look
those
like
too.
when you're pregnant.
I understand
It
that.
is
Because you know
unhealthy.
why? I don't live in guilt in what I eat. You do sometimes. You have guilt when you
Hey,
eat things sometimes. I don't. I
listen, this is
don't.
200 pounds of lean, mean fighting
I
machine,
get
okay, with a
that.
six pack
I get that.
all year long,
I get
okay?
that. But I don't live in guilt because I know that time is short. And if my day comes and I'm on my deathbed, I'm going to say, I enjoyed that damn good
I
yogurt
enjoy it too,
land.
but it doesn't mean on my Yogurtland top there's a gummy
Do I
bear
eat it
eating a
every weekend?
cheesecake and Oreo cookie.
Dude, I don't eat it every weekend. You got to
You
let me
don't.
live.
I do
Okay?
let you live.
This is just
I
the
take you to
beginning.
those
This is
places.
just the beginning of what is going to happen when we have a child.
Yeah, and you got like 40 more days after that, and that's it.
That's what
I'm
you
telling you.
think.
I'm telling you.
Anyways, we are digressing.
We're having too much fun the second trimester.
It,
And
it
then,
it was very enjoyable because
yeah,
I was
we
finally
had
like
fun. Yeah.
the pressure. There was just a lot of pressure on me the first trimester. The second trimester, I'm like, okay, I'm already in my mid 30s. We experienced a lot of good times together. We enjoyed life together. Our time well spent since the beginning. This is just the next level up.
Hmm.
And it was that transition of thought of, okay, we've talked about this. It wasn't a oopsie. It was, this is the next level in our relationship.
Hmm.
We're practically married. You know, you proposed to me. I think we did things the right way. We live together. You're providing for
Hmm.
me. I take care of you. And now we came to the agreement that, okay, yeah, nobody's ever ready for kids. But hey, when we started to have more and believe in God's purpose for us, we're like, all right, well, this is the next step.
Hmm.
We're not going to get any younger. Might as well, because she's a blessing,
Hmm.
and she's just going to add more to our purpose here. And that's why she came. And I think that it's just all part of God's plan.
Very true.
A lot of unlearning to learn things so that we can teach her. And I think we are doing a great job.
I think so.
It's been challenging, but knowing that we both have each other's back, because you're going to have your days, and you have had your days where you are feeling defeated. but that's why a lot of my healing, a lot of my therapy, a lot of my faith comes into play to help you, so that I remind you, hey, listen, today's just a day. It's part of the journey. Don't let it defeat you, because yes, you're still human. It's just part of the process. And I think that's probably most likely why I was the entrepreneur, and I understood, yes, this is a different field, but I understand the basics, because I didn't have that close partnership of somebody to remind me, hey, this is all part of what you're doing. Don't give up on yourself. I didn't have that. I was fighting other people who were trying to get me away from what I was doing. But you transitioned into a steady 9 to 5 into a risky career. And I left corporate to take that risk. And the ones that I had wanted me to go back to the comfort. And I was the rebel. So me being the rebel first allowed me to now pour into you, so that you have that foundation that, like, no, you're not going to fail. I know you're not going to fail. You're going to do what you're supposed to do, and that is why God has made things happen for you. That's why opportunities came for you. But imagine I didn't have that mindset. Imagine I didn't get an experience of what it was to be an entrepreneur. I would have kept you complacent in the job. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to leave the benefits? Why do you want to leave the steady income? And then you probably would have been in doubt.
Yeah, people have asked me that before. You know, I just realized when you were talking, you said you left a. What did you say? You left a.
Corporate?
No, a steady 9 to 5 to a risky business world. Technically, I left a dangerous, risky 9 to 5 to go into a less dangerous physically, but far much more demanding and unpredictable 24/7 entrepreneurship. So it's like, give or take. Thinking back at it now, I could have died. I mean, I've had situations where I came close. I mean, I've seen death many times. Luckily, by the grace of God, I'm here because I have higher purpose. But just thinking back at what you said, yeah, technically, it was a steady 9 to 5 with a riskier job and responsibilities.
Especially when you were joining SWAT.
Yeah. Now it's that nobody's really trying to kill me or stab me or run me over or you know shoot me just because I wear a uniform.
Or
But
spit in your eye.
there's a risk of the responsibility of 24/7 over in the business.
I don't think it's a risk. I think it's just a responsibility that comes with the territory.
Mm-hmm.
But thinking back to your spiritual alignment, once you give up that worry and knowing that this is your purpose, it's no longer a risk. It's just part of why you're in this position to do what you're doing.
So give or take, yeah. I think a lot of people give up their dream, their purpose, their passion for that 9 to 5 security.
It's comfort.
It's the comfort is there, and it's hard. It's hard to give that up. I'm not gonna lie, especially if you have it good, and I had it good, man. I had it good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, like I've worked hard to where I got. Very well-paying job, benefits, overtime, extracurricular activities, special details. To now I have to spread my wings and fly on my own. And if it was like it's one thing if you leaving a job that you don't like, and you're like, oh, screw this, I'm out. But it's harder if when you have it good, and you have to have faith that something even better is ahead. It's just blind faith is no joke, man. It's not for everyone. It's a true testament in faith in God and yourself, and that things are gonna work out.
And that's why it's important to have a partner who understands that thought process, that your mind is a very, very powerful tool. It can make or break you.
Hmm.
And we need the right person, right people in your circle to remind you of your greatness. And that goes back to why I had to ask you those questions to see if you were compatible to where I am trying to lead my life. Because if you didn't have, it wasn't that I was looking for specific answers to these questions. It was just, what kind of man is he leading? What kind of man is he, well, in leading his life?
Yeah.
Like if you just didn't know how to answer it, I probably wouldn't have gone into another date with you. Like, okay, cool, nice, attractive, good job, has, his good head on his shoulders, but he didn't really think outside of the box. It just wasn't for me. And I would rather somebody else, you know, just wasn't just my
Hmm.
my cup of tea.
All right. Well, now we are in the third and last trimester.
Mm-hmm.
Scared, fool?
No.
You scared?
I can't be scared because then I would just be a hypocrite. I think part of why leaning into my faith is so important because I've changed my worry into to gratitude because I was given this gift. I was given a gift to be a mother. I was given the gift to give life. And if I focus too much on fear, then I'm preventing myself from having a good experience with the baby.
So you're finally falling into your identity as a mother.
It's I guess you can say that I'm finally accepting that that's my transition, like that's my purpose. I think yes, women, it's their purpose to give life. Some women will disagree and that's fine, but being a nurturer is our God-given ability. And it's a lot of work. Right now she's tightened up and she's making my stomach really uncomfortable, and I can feel little nudges going into my ribs. But I change the perspective of I get to experience this. I get to, you know, it's not gonna be forever, even though it feels like it. And I'm grateful. I'm blessed, and I have blind faith that God is going to bring her into this world happy, healthy. There's not going to be any challenges because that's the vision, that's the intentions that I'm setting. I pray over the team that's going to be there. That's why it was important for us to get a doula. Um, I just think that whatever you consume your thoughts with is what will come to fruition. Are you scared?
I'm more. The fear has been gone. I'm more excited. I really am excited to
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 clean
be a
her,
dad, to play with my baby,
to wipe her booty?
wipe her booty, this stinky doo doo, and then play and cuddle. If anything, like I'm ready for you to pop her out already.
What has this journey taught you as far as being a father?
Well, first one was patience. I already discussed that. Responsibility, time management, being present, like even going with you to whatever these classes that we're going to, spinning baby, doula, lactation, whatever. I'm realizing that okay, you need to be present in her life, in your life, since she's still in you, and then in both of your lives, and obviously in her life as well. And then reading that book that I'm reading by James Peterson, um, being present really matters. Yeah, you have to register the information. You have to be present in the moment. You teaches you responsibility as well. You can't just pop them out and forget about them. They're not gonna raise themselves. And also, I would want it brought me closer to God. Like she brought me closer to God, 100%. Because I would have to be honest with myself, and I told you this before. I realized that I can't do this on my own, and that there's a lot to do, and I've been doing a lot, and I can't control everything, and especially with being a father on top of all of that, it's just I had to relinquish control to my Lord Father the same way I would want her to come to me as a father. And so that switched that light bulb. I think I was in the same room right here having a conversation with DJ, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
why does the Lord want us to like come to Him and trust Him and everything? And well, I would want her to come to me with that, and so I was like, the light bulb went on, and I realized that. So she definitely brought me closer to God in a lot of ways, in a lot of ways. And she has no idea.
I mean, she'll know at one point. And I know I always talk about this, but intentions are everything. Because if your intentions aren't to be present, you're not going to be present. And I know that you have a lot on your plate and that there's a lot of responsibilities. And I know we discussed this already, but when you're not present intentionally, like you're there at home, but you're not there mentally, I can feel it. And of course, I have control over what I think, but then we're separated between the connection that we have. And I'm going to bring it to your attention, but if we don't have this conversation like we had earlier, you're there but you're not intentionally there. And it's important that you're intentionally there so that you can pay attention to what's happening. And it's something that, like, you read stuff. You had asked me what was it called, that massage?
Perennial.
Perennial. And when you had told me, oh, figure out how it's done, send it to me. And I don't think I shared it with you, but it frustrated me because I'm like, I get it, I can. But why is it that I have to do all of this? It would be nice for you to take it upon yourself to do the research so that you know, because that's a task that I need your help with. I can do it myself, but it brings us closer together if you took the time to research on how it needs to be done, so that that is a way you can connect with me and the journey of this pregnancy. Because I've told you once before, if I have to do it myself, I'll do it. But then that's part of my love language. And it's important that you take accountability and you take the lead to doing these things. Because it makes me think he really wants to be part of this. That's why he's doing these things. You know, you cleaned the kitchen for me yesterday, and I cooked, and it was really hard for me. And it's not that I'm trying to make it the excuse, but I'm trying to do these things. And my mentality of, okay, it's fine, like you're in pain, but just push through the pain. You can do it. I don't want to be in that state anymore, because now it affects her, and I don't want to put my body in that fight or flight mode. And that's why I need you to be there, and I'm hoping that you understand that that's part of what fatherhood is too. That's part of your leadership skills. Knowing, okay, right now she needs me this way. Before it was just, okay, I provide for her, I protect for her. But now I need you to step in, and it's not because that's my role, you have your role. It's a team effort. And I hope that you understand that, so that when she does come and she sees what we're doing, she knows that's what a team is. That's what the bond is. It's like, yeah, mom, when dad's not home, mom takes care of that. But when mom's taking care of me, I know that dad's going to come in and he's going to take care of these things so that mom can take care of me. And then her expectations of her partner is, hey, yes, it's my role to be taking care of the house, but if to take off the load from the mother, there's no competition. Like, well, I did this, I did that. It's like, no, we both do it. We help each other. And it's a lot of uncomfortable. It's a lot of letting your ego down, letting your pride down, and understanding I'm here to serve you, and you're here to serve me.
Yeah, I think the best relationship is a relationship where two people are there to serve each other. I'm not gonna lie. I've been a little selfish. Being a bachelor, and well, just for quite a few years, I just learned to be like, well, this is about me.
Yeah, I know.
You know, people need to serve me,
I know, I experienced it.
and now I'm realizing, no, this ain't about me. This ain't about me in no way, shape, or form. It's like the Bible says, those who are last will be first, and those who are first will be last. So I have to, as a leader of my own household, as a father and a husband, I have to serve you and our baby. And out there, as a leader, whether it's in business, podcast, what do? I have to serve other people. So I have to really like unlearn the ways of being selfish, and be the servant to others, just like God is a servant to us all, and like just like the Jesus was a servant for everybody else. So it's it's a lot of unlearning. It's a lot of walking away from the hunger of the flesh and going into the hunger of the spirit.
Do you see why it's been so hard? It's not been hard, but why it was a challenge for me to be submissive, and why sometimes it's hard for women to be submissive to a man who's selfish. Because a lot of women want to. They want to be in their feminine. They want to submit to a guy. But if he's being selfish and it's just all about him, then that's when women turn into this, well, you're only thinking about yourself, so why am I going to submit to you? And it becomes that challenge that, well, I'm going to one up you, and well, I don't need you, I'll just do it for myself kind of mentality. I don't like being like that.
Yeah, it doesn't lead anywhere good. I agree with that. Well, damn, we went on for an hour about this. We'll try to squeeze one more in
Before I squeeze one out.
before I
That's good.
squeeze one more episode in before you squeeze one human being out. Because then, man, I probably need to squeeze a bunch of these out, future date them. Because once the baby's out, might be a little tough. But I'm glad we got this one out of the way, and hopefully whoever's watching it you guys, aka our viewers and listeners. Hope you got a few nuggets out of this one. But my advice for you fellas, if your woman is pregnant, first trimester, be patient, be graceful, because she doesn't know what she's dealing with herself. Second trimester, definitely enjoy it. It's a fun one. And the third trimester, start really getting ready for the baby and getting stuff together and be present. Attend the things, be loving,
Serving.
serving, because it helps them with when it comes time for labor and delivery. So we'll get back to you. Like I said, the goal is to record one more before the baby's out, and then probably it's gonna be some time after that, and we'll record one more after that.
I mean, you can always record at home.
Yeah, with the baby in the background.
Not necessarily. You can go for a walk and you can, record at home.
Yeah, we'll
But,
see. We'll see.
yeah,
Well, guys, thank you for joining.
checking for joining us.
You thank you.
And,
No, you guys. You
oh,
you twos. You twos.
yeah. She
Yeah.
was kind of chiming in a little bit.
My little stuffed burrito. Yeah.
Whew.
But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Mhm.
It's a little mellow, it's a little chill, it's a little different. You get a different side of me, not the side that always wants to like yell at you and scream at you and point fingers and tell you to get your shit together, which is actually normal because when the woman is pregnant, the man, due to hormones, we also tend to become a little softer on the edges, a little more empathetic. So I learned that as well. A little pudgy too. I had to sacrifice my 9% body fat and
Oh,
get a little pudgy.
relax.
But yeah, I'm saving up for the sleepless nights. So if you guys enjoyed it and you got some nuggets out of this one, please click like, share, and subscribe, and share this episode with the ones who you think will benefit from this. And if you are also pregnant, then you should definitely watch this episode and take some notes. And we'll let you know how it goes after. We're gonna record one about the postpartum as well.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Hopefully it's not as rough as people
yeah.
say
We'll let
it
you
is.
know how rough or not it truly is. Okay. Well, thanks, babe.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's been a great
Yeah.
one.
Love you.
I love you.
All right.
Love you, baby.
Mm-hmm.
See
All
you
right.
soon.
See you guys on the next one. Take care. God bless.
Doodles.